fake here on first down. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
That's good. 4.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
They're going to look to throw. That one caught by Ross Dwelling. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he is going to have a 49ers first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And the Broncos get there and take him down. John Franklin Myers picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
They'll set up a throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
That's a gain of 9.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Well, as we all know, possessions are crucial in a tie game, and let's face it, I really didn't need to tell you that. You already knew it. So when he sees he's got nothing good going, an excellent decision to just send that one to the sideline.
A short one to the tight end, Troutman. And just not a ton of room to work with. They'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. Stidham. In trouble, and he's taken down. They brought him in off the corner, and he gets in to drop him for a loss of 4. The defense, they brought the house. That O-line, they were overwhelmed.
To put it mildly, because they didn't have enough bodies to block all the guys that came at them. Their best move, how they would have been better served, just turn around and yell, "Look out!" because here they come.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Partner just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This is taken at the 15. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
To throw is Stidham. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
8 yards to go.
Here's Stidham. Buying time to his left. And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And they will take over 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. DJ Jones in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And from the gun, here's Abanikanda. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. They'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Off the play fake. Here's Stidham. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
First down, Broncos.
They go play action now. Stidham. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Now it's Stidham. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And now it's scooped up by the 49ers. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And that, Charles, you'd have to think a pretty avoidable mistake.
You're exactly right about that, partner, because it all comes down to covering up the football. Look, turnovers are going to happen. They're inevitable. But in a tie game in the 3rd quarter, those turnovers can change the tide of the ball game. And now it's up to their defense to try and bail them out. Got to take care of the rock.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Broncos' 39-yard line.
On the handoff, Urbana Campbell. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. He'll look to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. That's taken in by Franklin. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage, when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
Tackled at the 29-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
The give is to McLaughlin. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Stidham on a sneak. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th. So the scoring dried up here in the 3rd. Nothing that quarter for either side. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. Knotted up here at 10. That's our score as we begin quarter number 4. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup.
He'll look to throw. He's going to have to hook up the gauge. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
Good for A.
Now they'll fake the jet sweep here and throw out play action. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
And we all like to see Tigo. So bring yourself over here, girl. And let me see you get low. If you want this dude, now take it to the floor. If you want to act, you can keep yourself where you at.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now back to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down.
Brings up third down.
Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down. Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they can pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Denver's offense ready to go again. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. On the ground, it's Harvey to start the drive.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
45-yard line. It's a gain of 10. First down, Denver.
Stidham. They'll set up the screen. It's McLaughlin. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
From the 43, here's a 2nd and 9.
Now it's Stidham.
A short one to the tight end, Troutman.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
Gain of 9 yards. First down, Broncos.
Out of the game.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down.
On the handoff, McLaughlin
Gets by him at the 25. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
4 yards. And the Broncos first down.
carry for McLaughlin.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
Now they'll throw it with Stidham.
Into the hands of Perry, complete.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Now Stidham. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to break our 4th quarter tie. The kick by Lutz is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him.
Denver's offense now set to go. They'll be hoping to work a little clock and try to add on to this slim 4th quarter lead. But whatever happens on this drive, certainly a huge fumble recovery by their defense at this juncture.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Franklin. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. The loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Now Stidham, off play action. He's got this one complete to Sherfield. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
And this is 3rd down.
Out of the gun, Stidham. Oh, no, he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. So now the Niners down by a field goal, 2:05 to go. The late fumble gives him unexpected new life as they come up 1st down. He'll drop to throw. And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. 2nd and 15. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they've got the football, and they're already knocking on the door inside the 5 at the 4-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball, so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
Harvey will score. Touchdown, Broncos. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the 4th quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Lutz with the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. And they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. And after the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
So now the story changes. Trailing in this one now. And time, a huge factor. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance.
And that one complete to Hodgins.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
And the 49er first down. 1st and 10.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
That's caught. This is Abanikanda. Here's a 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd.
Looking to throw.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
Now the focus is really clear. They need to get that 1st down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15.
And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10.
Good for A.
They'll look to throw again.
They'll set up the screen with Abanikanda.
And that's all about recognition right there, because he's got to go from pass rush mode to pursuit mode, what defensive line coaches like to call retracing. And he's able to retreat and make the tackle for just a short gain.
Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown, 49ers. Isaiah Hodgins, a 5-yard touchdown. And the 49ers have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop it right where it all started.
No gain on the play.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
So still a little over 40 seconds to go. Time enough to put a drive together if they can get this onside kick. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Now remember, no overtime here in preseason. This offense hoping that's a moot issue as they try to finish this one off. And he is going to have the Broncos first, and that should be the capper. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. The win for the Broncos, seemingly assured. They go down to a knee. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual, because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future they've got work on taking care of the football, because this won't happen very often.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaunt. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Santa Clara.